Hi everyone! Welcome back to our channel. It's Aliyah and Alinah, and we're so excited to see you again. We're finally on our winter school break, and this time we're heading to Lake Tahoe. The moment we left home, we could already see snow dusting the mountaintops, and the sky looked like a snow globe coming to life. The drive through the pine trees was breathtaking. The air felt crisp and fresh, and you could smell the wood from nearby cabins. Every turn on the road brought a new postcard-perfect view. As we drove higher, soft snowflakes began to fall on the windshield. Everything turned white: the trees, the roads, even the signs, and we couldn't stop smiling. We pulled over a few times just to play in the fresh snow, laugh, and take pictures. There's something so magical about that first snowfall of the season, when you catch snowflakes on your hands and feel the cold melt instantly. The higher we drove, the heavier the snowfall became. It was like driving through clouds. The road curved gently around the mountain, revealing glimpses of frozen lakes and snowy peaks in the distance. As we started driving up the winding roads, the air turned colder, and the snow began to fall heavier. The trees on both sides of the road were blanketed in white, their branches sparkling under the cloudy sky. Every mile we went higher, the scenery became even more magical, like we had stepped right into a real-life winter wonderland. The cabins along the roadside looked so cozy, covered in layers of snow, with little puffs of smoke coming out of chimneys. Pine trees surrounded them. All frosted in white, it felt straight out of a Christmas movie. Inside the car, we couldn't contain our excitement. Our eyes sparkled as we pressed our faces against the window, pointing and laughing every time we saw snowflakes swirl in the wind. The way the snow danced through the air made everything look so calm and beautiful. Finally, after a long but magical drive, we reached our cabin nestled deep in the woods, surrounded by tall, snow-covered trees. Warm golden lights glowed from the windows, and smoke drifted softly from the chimney. It was the perfect place to spend the next few days cozy, peaceful, and full of winter charm. The snow was soft, thick, and perfect for sledding. We grabbed our bright red sled and climbed up the little hill near the cabin, giggling the whole way up. The cold air brushed against our faces as we got ready for the ride. We went zooming down the hill with the biggest smile on our face, both of us screaming with excitement and laughing nonstop. Our little brother cheered from the bottom, waving his tiny mittens in the air. Then it was his turn, and together we went down again, this time even faster. The sled slid smoothly over the powdery snow, leaving behind a sparkling trail. Snowflakes swirled around us as our laughter echoed through the crisp winter air. We must have gone up and down 100 times, but it never got old. Every ride felt like flying. It was pure joy, the kind of fun we will never forget. The first night at the cabin, it snowed the entire night. The soft sound of snowflakes falling outside felt so magical that we could barely sleep. We were too excited, whispering and making big plans for the next day. When morning finally came, the world outside looked like a winter wonderland. Everything was blanketed in fresh, fluffy snow. It sparkled in the morning light like tiny diamonds. We couldn't wait to run outside and touch it. The snow felt so soft, just like powder in our hands. Once we captured those perfect winter moments, we slipped into our cozy snow outfits, ready to step into our snowy wonderland. We grabbed our sleds and raced down the hills, laughing as the cold wind rushed against our faces. Then we built the biggest snowman ever with our little brother, and we had snowball fights. Lake Tahoe truly feels like a dream, a place where every moment is filled with wonder, laughter, and the magic of winter. The snow just kept on pouring, soft and gentle, covering everything around us in white. It felt like we were in a fairy tale. We ran around the yard, tossing snow in the air and laughing, snow flying everywhere as we screamed with joy. The flakes landed on our hair and eyelashes, and it felt like tiny pieces of magic falling from the sky. We kept playing as the snow fell endlessly above us. The more it snowed, the happier we got. After hours of playing in the snow, our hands were cold, our boots were soaked, and our cheeks were red from the icy wind. The snow was coming down even harder now, swirling around us like a blizzard. We decided it was time to head back to the cabin to get cozy, warm up by the fireplace. As we walked back, we couldn't stop talking and laughing, already making big plans for our third day in Lake Tahoe. We knew the adventure was far from over. The view around us was breathtaking. Pine trees were covered in thick white snow. The rooftops of cabins looked like gingerbread houses, and the snow never stopped falling, not even for a second. It felt like we were living in a snow globe. On our third day in Lake Tahoe, the snow was still falling softly, but the sun peeked through the clouds, making everything sparkle. We bundled up in our cutest winter outfits, warm pea coats, matching hats, and cozy scarves. The air felt crisp and fresh as we stepped outside, ready for another magical day in the snow. Everywhere we looked, it felt like a real-life winter postcard. We couldn't resist taking a ton of pictures, striking fun poses, and laughing between each click of the camera. The snowy trees, the sparkling ground, and our matching outfits made everything feel extra special. It was one of those moments we knew we'd remember forever. Just us, the snow, and pure winter magic. It was our last day in Lake Tahoe, and the sun finally peeked through the clouds. The snow had stopped for a while, and everything around us sparkled under the soft morning light. We decided to take a quiet morning walk, leaving our footprints on the soft, powdery snow. The air was crisp and fresh, and the view of the snowy pine trees felt magical. We laughed, talked, and soaked in every moment, not wanting the trip to end. After our walk, we took a drive down to the lake. The water was calm and blue, and the mountains reflected perfectly on its surface. We took lots of pictures with the beautiful lake view, wanting to remember this day forever. On the way back, we talked about all the fun we had, sledding, building snowmen, and exploring the snowy wonderland. It was a trip full of laughter, adventure, and memories we'll always keep in our hearts. As the car rolled down the snowy mountain roads, we couldn't stop smiling. The sun was slowly setting behind the pine trees, painting the sky with soft pink and gold. We couldn't stop talking about every moment of our trip. The snow slowly disappeared in the distance as we drove closer to home, but the laughter and memories stayed with us. This wasn't just a trip, it was an adventure we'll remember forever. We made a promise to come back again, to make even more snowmen, have more sled rides, and fill the mountains with our laughter once more. It felt a little sad to leave, but our hearts were full of happiness. The best part wasn't just the snow. It was sharing it together. Goodbye, Tahoe. We'll be back again soon.